All right, so it's been a few days since we've touched the RC51, and as you can see, it's still looking almost done. I have some updates on the windscreen. The damaged one's still sitting over there. I was supposed to have received a new windscreen by now, but the seller still has not shipped it. So I went ahead and filed a claim with PayPal, and I should be getting a refund here hopefully soon. In the meantime, there is a seller at a local performance shop here in Florida that has an RC51 black double bubble windscreen. So I think I'm going to take the ZX10 and go pick that up today. That way we can actually, I think we can wrap up the project today, aside from the title transfer. But so I did receive some packages, so it is mail time. What we're looking for are the, sorry, my dogs are being ridiculous. We're looking for the hardware for the gas cap, as well as the flush mount turn signals. This set actually was similar to other sets I've seen online, fitting on the RC51 nicely. It's a bulb setup instead of an LED, so it won't be as bright, but I think you can always swap out the bulb for an LED bulb. So without further ado, let's get started with the mail. All right, so as you may recall, the last time I ordered the screws for the gas cap, I received an empty box from Amazon. So hopefully, I hear some jingling in here. That should mean we've got some screws in the bag. But man, look at the discoloration on the packaging here. Like, this is old. Oh my gosh. This package is broken too, and it's empty, so I'm praying that the right amount of hardware is in this. All right, whoa, gosh, don't lose anything. One, two, three, how many do we have? You can't make this up. This is just, it's that old. So hopefully the screws are halfway decent. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Those are your primary structural fasteners, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for the, just to complete the accent screws there. They don't actually serve a purpose, but it looks like we've got the full set, so we are good to go. All right, now we've got the next box. I already started tearing into it a little bit. There we go. Okay, there's my shipping info. Don't need that. Here are the turn signals. So as you can see, they are the bulb style. It's the smoked cat eye. They're not as dark as I would really like, but I think they'll work for what I need. Overall, I think they look pretty cool. So let's see how the installation goes. So I've had this t-shirt in here to keep any bugs or spiders or what have you from crawling into the gas tank while we've been waiting for the hardware. Keep any moisture out of there. Now, these threads, the last time I was trying to reinstall the stock screws, they're just these aluminum screws, and I spun the heads right off of them with really low torque. So I picked up a steel fastener that I'm gonna run through these threads before I try to reinstall the aluminum ones. And when I was kind of playing with this a few days ago, I was worried that I almost dropped the screw into the gas tank a couple of times. So we are just going to completely tape off any holes so there's no chance that that could happen while we're threading through the steel screw. And I just want to run through these threads in case the painter accidentally got any paint into the threads. This was the tight one last time. Oh yeah, that'll definitely do it. If I start getting a lot of resistance with the aluminum screws, I think I'll just back it out again, and if I have to start the process over, no big deal. And this top one up here, threads right through just fine. I bet you that yellowish color is the primer he used. It looks like he didn't mask it off too well, but I think we are good to give this a shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the tape, and we're going to go ahead and try to install the gas cap with the new hardware. Alright, so just like that, we've got the gas cap all installed. I think the new screws look great. I was very careful about how tightly I torqued these screws, as they are aluminum. Make sure you watch that if you're doing this at home. But now we are ready to go ahead and fire the bike up, fill it up with gas, and fire it up. As you can see, this has always been kind of in the back of my mind. I just threw four quarts in here because I think the recommended is like 4.1 or a little over 4, but I was kind of a little ambitious because, you know, there can be a little bit of oil at the bottom of the engine there, and I should have been watching the glass. I've done so many oil changes in my life, I just, you know, I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And clearly I was just being a little bit reckless, but I'm gonna go ahead and start this up. And if that oil level doesn't drop, I did see an air bubble. I know that it's just barely over the window. If it doesn't drop into that safe zone, then I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and do a new oil change, which is 25 bucks, no big deal. But you know, just be careful at home when you're doing this. You can do 100 oil changes and screw up once, so can happen to anybody. But let's go ahead and put some gas in this thing, make sure we have no leaks. And once I see that we have no leaks, we will go ahead and fire this thing up. And I'm also gonna put in, I think, a little bit of, what's this stuff called? Seafoam. And just as a little precaution, I know that this thing hasn't really been ran a whole lot in the past few years, so just kind of try to clean the fuel system out a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited, a little bit nervous, but once I know we're good there, I can put the, well, actually, I'm not going to put the other fairing on just yet because I'd like the access to be able to install the front turn signals. In fact, I may even take this side fairing off. But for now, let's just start the bike and see how it sounds. We've added our seafoam, and we are ready to go ahead and get this thing started for the first time. So I'm going to get the key in, attempt to fire it up, and I think I actually should probably set it on the ground, just because when I check the oil level, I want to have it on the ground but upright. So let's see if I can get this thing off the stand without dropping it. Oh, there we go. I had a close call one time, so now I'm extra careful. All right, let's give this bad boy give her a shot. Alright. nice and hot. There's a lot of smoke coming off the exhaust pipes. I did some cleaning with WD-40, so not surprised to see a little bit of smoke coming off the exhaust. Let's go ahead and check the oil level. As I expected, we are actually still a little bit low on oil. So oil is now passed into all of the nooks and crannies. So I can actually add some more oil now. And actually, it's kind of hard to tell. I might be perfect at this moment. Let's see. I'm just at the bottom of the line now. So I think I'll add maybe just a tiny bit, which means I'll have to pop this fairing off, but no big deal, because honestly, I would like to have the access back here when installing the front turn signals anyways. So good news is we don't have to drain any oil, even though I was a little bit careless. Sure enough, oil has dispersed throughout the engine, and we need to add just a little bit more. So let's go ahead, take this panel off, add a little bit more oil, and then we can install the front turn signals.
Perfect.
All right, so let's see if I can tilt the bike over without dropping it. But you can see that when we stand it upright, we are right in the middle of the fill line. So I am good with that. So we're now going to install our turn signals. And once that's been done, we'll put the fairings back on. And I think I may go grab some lunch and then go to the performance shop that has the windscreen for this bike. And I think I'll probably ride down there because it's about an hour drive. I'm debating between doing that and registering the bike today. So might cut into my profits a little bit, but hearing the engine start for the first time, combined with the fact that I'm getting a lot of YouTube comments saying, why don't you ever ride the bikes that you restore? It might make me, just splurge a little bit. So I might bite the bullet and just register and throw a tag on it. So anyways, let's see what I can get done. There's still plenty of daylight left, so let's make this happen. We got the flush mount turn signals installed. Here's what it looks like. If I can find the turn signal. Not a bad look, even though it's a bulb. I like that it's flush. And then we've got our integrated tail light as well. So now it is time to put the fairings back on, and the last thing is the windscreen. So I think it's close to 3 o'clock now, so I'm debating whether or not to do the DMV today or go pick up a windscreen today. I'm more tempted to do the DMV because I believe Dave from Just the Other Dave YouTube channel he's got his trailer already hooked up from picking up some metal cutting tools, and he said that he would help me take this thing to the DMV. It has an out-of-state Colorado title, so we need to get it transferred over to Florida before I'm able to sell the bike. So let's go ahead and get these fairings on real quick, and then we'll give Dave a call. I can see the finish line. So the bike has all the fairings on, the gas tank, seat cowl. It's got the new tire, the chain and sprockets. We got the new levers, the bar ends, the mirrors. Only thing we're missing now is the darn windscreen. So David is on his way to pick me up to take me to the DMV with the RC. So just for today, so it looks complete, I'm going to put on the OEM windscreen, which I have. I'm going to use a little bit of Goo Gone to try to clean it up, just make it look more presentable. And we'll screw it on, and that'll be it for the day. All right, so Dave picked me up. We loaded the trailer, loaded the bike. No, the bike didn't fall off the trailer. But we got to the auto tag agency that I normally go to, and we got there at 4:30. And they said they don't serve the general public anymore. I have to go to the tax collector's office, which they don't take anyone after 4 o'clock, no more appointments. So it is now almost 5. So we've got a bike on the trailer with the title in hand, but we can't register it. So we're gonna go get some barbecue and maybe some beer later. You never know. Still waiting on the beer sponsor.
Yes.
Eventually someone will hit us up.
PBR, I got a dirt bike now.
There you go. Since we can't do much more on the RC51 until I get a windscreen or a title transfer, maybe we'll see what's going on with the Honda.